Well, Grand Prairie police are asking for help IDing a woman who's reportedly involved in 10 bank robberies across North Texas. The woman targets banks located inside grocery stores, just like the Tom Thumb behind me. The female is thought to be about 5'2", 140 pounds, and in her 30s or 40s. Well, the 50th anniversary of the ACMs is not getting off to a good start. As you can see, I'm soaking wet, and so are all the other participants. There's been lightning, pouring rain, thunderstorms, and it doesn't look like any music will play tonight. For SMU TV, I'm Mallory McDonald. Dallas police have confirmed the death of sophomore University of Missouri student Paul Miltenberger. Miltenberger was struck by a hit and run early Sunday morning just here on East Mockingbird. Miltenberger was crossing the street from the Phoenix Apartments to this Taco Bell right behind me. Miltenberger was a sophomore business major and a member of Beta Theta Pi at the University of Missouri. Well, it's official. Former President George W. Bush will speak at this May's commencement in Moody Coliseum on Saturday, May 16th. The president has spoken just once before, back in the 90s at SMU. Each graduate is being limited to 4 guests per person, a rule the administration says it will have to enforce due to the large crowd Bush is attracting. Once again, we're here at the Dallas County Republican Watch Party, and I'm here with a few of Dallas's young Republicans to get their take on the election results this evening. Gentlemen? Well, that's the sentiment over here at the Dallas Arboretum. Thanks, Ashley. Well, I'm here on SMU's campus outside of the Sigma Chi fraternity house, where several members have been suspended for harassing a neighbor in an off-campus location. Tim O'Connell lives in the 5600 block of Ellsworth Avenue, located in the M Streets, next to the fraternity men. He says he caught them on surveillance footage, urinating in his lawn, writing obscene messages in the snow, and even throwing raw meat over his fence. O'Connell says all this behavior is a retaliation for his calling the police on them for noise violations. Wedding bells ring through Perkins Chapel more than 200 times a year, and lovebirds can reserve the chapel for $2,000. But don't delay, reservations do fill up years in advance. One North Texas city is taking learning out of the classroom and into the wilderness. With observation decks just like these, the Coppell Nature Park offers students a hands-on learning experience. Instead of simply reading about different species of bugs, plants, or birds, they can actually come out here and see it for themselves. The Coppell Nature Park exists to fill an educational void. Experts say kids don't get enough outdoor learning.
People will not save the environment unless they love it, and they're not going to love it unless they understand it and have a close relationship with it.
The park includes 66 acres and a completely green biodiversity education center. Schools and colleges in the area use the grounds to host their own classes too. More than 3,000 students use the park in the first year. But the center isn't just for kids.
And we want to open this up for anybody and come out and enjoy the park, take a hike.
The center hosts classes for all ages, like gardening with nature, that teaches adults how to have a successful garden. Its location in Wagon Wheel Park makes the Nature Center home to animals such as hawks, coyotes, bobcats, and more than 130 different species of birds, not to mention plants and vegetation. While not all of the creatures were ready for their close-up, some didn't mind. With the Coppell Nature Center, visitors can take their learning to new limits and locations. For SMU TV, I'm Mallory McDonald. New forms of transportation and ride-sharing keep popping up. The popular Uber provides an on-demand ride. Forbes reported Uber gives about 1 million trips per day. But safety is a big concern. Indiana University student Hannah Wilson was murdered by a man who claimed to be her Uber driver just this month. Concerns like this is why Handsome was created.
The original idea for Handsome started out of an unfortunate accident. So I was awakened by the sound of a student's car hitting a tree at 65 miles an hour. So Handsome is a mobile application that enables a peer-to-peer transportation platform. What we do is we seek to provide an economic platform for college students to provide transportation as well as job opportunities.
I think using Handsome would be a good option because you can relate more with the driver and you know kind of what their deal is.
Hanson is a subscription-based application. Users would pay one flat rate per month for a set amount of rides, but users can increase rides throughout the month. The app is targeted for college students by college students and will be at SMU this summer and in full force for the fall.
I think it would be safer knowing that the person driving goes to school with you, just because it's just more familiar, and also probably cheaper with the subscription, because I use Uber more than twice a month, and I think it would save me money to join Hanson.
For SMU TV, I'm Mallory McDonald. Uber is a popular car service which allows users to call a personal car right from their smartphone app at any time. Travelers and students are among those who use the service. Located in cities across the country, Uber has taken over the car service and taxi industry. And while many think it's the safer option for an evening out, it may not be. A former Uber driver says it's a pretty quick and easy process to become a driver. And with pick your own hours and no limit on how long drivers can work, it makes for an easy second income.
When I drove for Texas OU weekend, that's the biggest weekend in Dallas for Uber Dallas, and I drove for 30 hours straight.
So how safe is taking an Uber alone, especially as a female late at night?
From my experiences, it has been extremely reliable. Every car that I've been in has been extremely clean. Every driver has been polite. I've never felt unsafe.
Meanwhile, Denton is fighting the company on its background checks. The North Texas city says Uber drivers must comply with its more extensive background checks, more than what Uber does now. Uber says they shouldn't have to. When contacted, Uber never had a response. But for most, Uber is still the preferred way to get to an evening out.
I use Uber quite often if I don't want to deal with parking or traffic, just going just to hang out with friends, just to go to uptown or go to Barley or whatnot, just to avoid having to park.
Uber has many pros, but like all services, customers should use it with care and try not to ride alone. For SMU TV, I'm Mallory McDonald. The David W. Carter High School Choir has spirit and work ethic, but it also has an angel watching over it.
I call Virginia Dupuy our angel here at Carter.
Carter is ranked one of the worst in the state, so says the Texas Education Agency, and Dupuy saw a way she could help. She partnered with choir director Demetrius Ethley to provide students from all means with college-ready musical preparation. While about 85% of the Carter students are economically disadvantaged, the choir has seen success in recent years. Several students have made it into the all-state choir and received scholarships to universities.
We are forwarding the excellence in education in the arts and music to these students who have the talent.
A lot may separate these walls of Meadow School of the Arts and the walls of Carter High School in Oak Cliff, Dallas, but music and mission unite them. Dupuy's help has made grants and aid from the North Texas Fine Arts Chamber Players possible, where SMU graduates provide free vocal and piano lessons. For Ethley and Dupuy, music is about giving students personal attention and building confidence that they can take with them to all their classes and eventually to the world.
This choir has brought me from 0 to 60 in 2 years.
And even more, it's about building a family.
We share secrets. We watch each other go through hard times, good times, bad times.
Family and a can-do attitude sing through the Carter Choir Hall.
And it's because of that spirit that makes this work so well.
For SMU TV, I'm Mallory McDonald. The events are being put on by the Embry Human Rights Program and SMU Amnesty International. The first event will take place from 5 to 6:45 p.m. in Higher Hall, and the second will be from 7 to 8:30 in Hughes Trigg. Both events will feature guest speakers. Penn State's Kappa Delta Rho is under criminal investigation for having a secret Facebook page with naked, sometimes unconscious women. The university has suspended the fraternity's activities, but the men are still living in the house. The National Organization of Kappa Delta Rho has suspended the chapter for the remainder of the semester. Police say a fraternity member approached them with concerns about the page back in January. New information shows that the crash of Germanwings Flight 9525 was not an accident. The Lufthansa CEO confirmed the crash was caused by deliberate actions of the plane's co-pilot. The flight crashed in the French Alps Tuesday, killing all 144 passengers and 6 crew members. Investigators recovered the plane's black box, and it reveals what happened in the moments before the crash. Craving cookie butter or maybe some $2 checks? Residents in North Dallas are in luck. The popular grocery store chain famous for its own brands, Trader Joe's, has found a new location, this time in North Dallas. Dozens of Baltimore County police and state troopers are guarding a mall that closed after rumors of a riot involving high school students spread on the internet. SMU's head football coach tried out a new sport Monday night. Chad Morris threw out the first pitch at the Rangers game as part of SMU night at Globe Life Park. Madison's friends even set up a video chat of the actual prom so she could feel like she was part of the real experience.
So good that she had such good best friends to be there for her.
I know. It actually reminds me of, it happened in Grey's Anatomy.
Exactly. I was thinking the same thing. I didn't want to admit it, but I'm glad we're on the same page.
Exactly, we both like that show. Well, Mustangs, this is my last daily update for the year and forever, so I just wanted to thank you so much for allowing me to be your anchor and this lovely co-anchor for always co-anchoring with me.